Hey guys, and welcome back. This is my problem, okay? I have a problem trying to stick to my goals. I have these big, wide, lofty goals that I actually create just in my head. And then I dream about how one day I would achieve it and everyone would go like, "What? I can't believe you actually did that." I mean, that would be so cool. But to be honest, in the end, it just remains that way. Well, not the mind-blowing part, just that it just remains a dream. Even those that I do start, sometimes I just get dejected, demotivated, frustrated, and just give up in the middle. But then again, there are these other set of goals that somehow I'm able to push myself and have some kind of mediocre success in career, in life, in some of my passions. And it started me thinking a little bit on why is it that some of these goals are so hard for me to even get started on, and it just remains in my head as a dream. And these are mainly like larger life goals. Then there are these others that no matter how hard I know that it really needs to be done, then I can like really push myself and get it done. I don't get it. Why is it that some goals I can push myself and the others I cannot? So I started breaking down on these goals that I've actually been able to achieve and see what did I actually do here, or what were the circumstances and environment that actually facilitated towards me being able to achieve these, and why can't I achieve these? What if I can learn the principles that help me reach these and then apply them to the other ones so that somehow I can actually push myself and achieve the goals that I actually want to. This got me down thinking and trying to break down the steps and all the things that actually facilitated in me being able to achieve some of them. Maybe I can write down the principles and apply them to the others so that I start achieving the goals that I really want to as well. If you have problems sticking to your goals or achieving them and you're a serial procrastinator like me, well, these are some tips. Number one, commit it down to paper. Most of these goals that I have is just in my head. When it's in your head, it's super easy to not even start on it, because if you don't start on it, you've never failed and it's still there, right? Somewhere in the back of your head. But the moment you write it down, it becomes concrete, that it actually becomes real. Now, if you don't actually achieve it, you're kind of a failure. And I think this is some kind of a defense mechanism where you justify to yourself that, yeah, it is a goal and someday you will get to it. And till you actually write it down and commit to it, you haven't really made the decision that, okay, now this is concrete and you're going to go for it. If it's in your head, then you're never really a failure. But the moment you put it down, well, it becomes real. So for most of those that I've been able to achieve, it has been concrete and has been put down in paper or somewhere else, so it becomes real. So first of all, make your goals real. I think Strava released its data where those who actually set in their weekly or monthly goal doubled the amount of uploads to Strava in the coming 30 days. It just goes to show that the moment you actually commit to something, that's halfway there to actually being on the path to achieve it. Number two, create a system. Most of us procrastinate because we don't know where to start. Ambiguity leads to stress. Stress leads to procrastination. If you want to make progress, I mean, the first thing to do is to break it down into concrete steps and create a system that can actually help you achieve it. I mean, if you look at conquering any mountain starts with one single step, right? Or building any house starts with one brick. So you need to break it down to what are these little steps that you need to take. Because if you look at the big picture, I mean, it can be super daunting, and the moment it's daunting and you don't know where to start, it leads to stress and you're just going to procrastinate. I mean, that's me, serial procrastinator. So one of the things I realized was like, if I can like break it down to like little steps and know just what to work on next, then it becomes super easy. Number three, deadline. I mean, if you're a serial procrastinator like me, it's almost impossible to stick to your goals without having a deadline. I mean, that's the only way I got through school, college, got through my assignments, most of my projects, even at work. Some things get done only because I really have to get it done and I have a deadline to meet. So I have no other choice than to make myself sit down and start working. If you're a serial procrastinator, deadline can be one of your best friends. Trust me on that. I mean, having a deadline not only just adds pressure, but it can also be super motivating because you know that, okay, this is the deadline and after that you're free to chase or do something else. Having a deadline, it adds pressure, but it's also super motivating. And in a kind of way, it's liberating as well. Seth Godin says, if you don't have deadlines, then just manufacture them. This is one of my favorite blog posts of his. He says, manufacture your deadline. If showing up and creating your best work requires deadlines, then make some up. There's no shame in that. In fact, it's a brilliant hack. You've been trained since childhood to respond to external deadlines. For many people, that's the only way to feel the magic of accomplishment. If you need the last minute to be your best self, first go manufacture some last minutes. No one can put it more succinctly than Seth Godin himself. Go create some deadlines. Number 4, social pressure. The only reason I didn't drop out of college because I knew that my parents would whoop my ass. I mean, I am brown after all.
Somebody gonna get hurt real bad.
Or I knew that the next time I met all these uncles and aunties, they would look down upon me with pity, condescending eyes, and just be grateful that I'm just as useless as their children. Yeah, brown societies, man. Nobody wants to face public humiliation, right? We don't want to fail in front of others. And social pressure is what keeps most of society going. I mean, we buy things we don't like to impress people. It's just one of the best tools that you can use to hack the system. So create some social pressures. That is, if you actually have a goal, tell everybody, tell your friends, tell your family. Just the fact that you might be humiliated publicly is going to get you into action and into the path of working on your goals. Use social pressure to your advantage. Number 5, get over the dip. Be aware that achieving your goals is never a straight path. We all know Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. It's never a linear path from where you are and where you want to go. There's always ups and downs. Make sure that you recognize the dips. Somewhere in the middle, you're going to doubt yourself. You're going to think that this whole thing is completely pointless. Your goals are stupid. You don't need to do it. You don't need to achieve it. But these are the times when you really need to push through. This is again like Seth Godin says, the dip. Like every time you have this low moment, that means that you have immense success just waiting around the corner, and you just need to get over that dip. So recognize the dips and push through. I have a course on systems that I put together. This is kind of things that help me achieve some things and try to really put my procrastinator's mind into like sitting down and getting things done. If that's something that you're interested in, I'll leave a link for it down below. I hope that this one helped you. See you in the next one. Cheers.